We just got a brand new Ghost of Yōtei trailer, PlayStation blog, and interview with creative leads, and now we have a lot of new information on the game's story, gameplay, and open world. So here's a breakdown like the title promised. We got our release date, October 2nd. Hopefully that's not too close to danger. Let's start on the focus of the trailer, Atsu's backstory and the villains of the game, the Yotei 6. 16 years ago, this band of outlaws killed Atsu's family. Atsu names them in the trailer, but the 6 are the spider, the dragon, the oni, the snake, the kitsune, and the apparent leader and main antagonist of the story, Lord Saito. We don't know why the 6 killed Atsu's family at the moment, but we can see that Saito is using the sword with the wolves on it, and the PS blog suggests that the wolf's tsuba was forged by her father, so we can assume that Atsu's father was once the wolf, potentially a part of the Yotei 6 or Yotei 7, Seven Samurai reference, and some kind of betrayal happened and the 6 killed Atsu's family, but spared Atsu, and now it's coming to bite them in the ass because she's alive. I would like to focus on Lord Saito for a second. His title implies that he is now a samurai lord and potentially even the ruler of the Yotei region. We can see Atsu fighting a lot of samurai in the trailers, and also the castle that we've been shown many times, I'm presuming is owned by him. We don't see any of modern day Saito in the trailer, but the avatar packs show him in present day and he looks like a samurai lord. And also the Oni definitely got a big glow up and he looks like a samurai, and it looks like he has a whole army of Oni minions. We actually saw the Oni in the previous trailer, but his mask was unbroken, probably for spoiler reasons. So it seems in the 16 years, the Yotei 6 became much more well-off and influential in the region, which makes it especially hard for Atsu to hunt them down, which makes sense for the story. It also explains the lawlessness of the region and also why Atsu is wanted, which is something we learned in the previous trailer. And now we also know why the samurai are working together with bandits in the game. It's because they are one and the same, pretty much. It's also interesting to point out that before he stabs Atsu, Saito shows remorse.
I'm sorry it came to this, little wolf.
He's definitely shaping up to be a more three-dimensional villain with a much more personal connection to the protagonist compared to the more cold-blooded Khotun Khan. Let's talk about Atsu for a little bit. Apparently, she spent some time away from Yotei training and preparing to execute her vengeance, and is now coming back home, where she will be known as Onryo, which is a vengeful female spirit from Japanese folklore. Clearly, she's not exactly the ghost that Jin was, but rather her own character with her own legend, although there seems to be a theme of death and resurrection with a mythological spiritual angle to the two protagonists' legends. Like some of you people who can read Japanese pointed out to me that Atsu's sash was a list with the names, and now we know that it's the list of the 6 that Atsu wants to kill. And we see in the trailer that Atsu is at least successful at killing the snake and crosses out his name with his blood. And we can also see that one name is already crossed out. But again, I don't read Japanese, so if you do, enjoy the spoiler, I guess. But we can already see that Atsu will duel the kitsune, so that's a candidate, but we can kind of assume that she kills all of them because that's the point of the story. Speaking of, it's been revealed that there's way more player freedom now because we will be able to pick ourselves which member of the Yotei 6 to go after first. Ghost of Tsushima was way more linear in that regard, so it will be interesting to see how this will affect Atsu's character arc. This scene here seems to be happening exactly after the ending of the last trailer, where Atsu returns home. We also now know that this ginkgo tree is the very tree that Atsu was stabbed to by Saito, which explains also the logo of the game. We can see the wolf again. In the last trailer breakdown, I made a bit of a ridiculous hypothesis where I speculated that the wolf represents the spirit of Jin Sakai guiding the new ghost. But now I am very confident that the wolf represents Atsu's father, who we can assume was the wolf at one point. It is his katana that Atsu uses for vengeance. We also know from Ghost of Tsushima that our protagonist's parents happened to be resurrected as animals in a sense, because Jin's mother was the golden bird that guided Jin. So it is entirely possible for Atsu's father to be represented in the wolf. And also the wolf being excited about the guiding wind, which Jin's father represented in the last game, all makes it connect even further. Also here, we can see that the wolf is going to be aiding us in combat, which makes a lot of sense, but we'll see what else the wolf will do in the open world and how much of a companion to Atsu he's really gonna be. When the game was revealed, I speculated that we are likely to see the Ainu people, who are actually indigenous to Ezo. And my suspicions were correct, because we see one here playing the role of seemingly a mentor figure to Atsu. The PS blog suggests that Atsu finds a larger purpose in the story than just her vengeance quest, and I suspect that the oppression of the Ainu people by the Japanese, or in this case the Yotei 6's people, will be a part of the plot of the game, and it would make total sense for Atsu to befriend Ainu people before she decides to protect them. Here we get a very quick glimpse at Atsu's male ally. Also in this shot, we can see him carry Atsu's shamisen, which is a very personal item, which implies that they're going to be very close. And so I suspect this character is kind of the Yuna of this game. Speaking of this shot, this is very interesting, because here Atsu is riding into battle with a different samurai clan who have a blue banner compared to Saito's red banner, which we see throughout both of the trailers. So it's clear that Atsu is going to ally herself with a different samurai clan. And this is where I personally speculate the year of the game is going to come in. Ghost of Yōtei is set in 1603, which is an extremely important year in Japanese history, because that was the year the Tokugawa shogunate was established. So it's entirely possible that the new shogun will be portrayed as a positive force in this game, and whatever samurai clan shows up to Yōtei will find that the power in the region was effectively usurped by the Six, and Atsu will combine forces with the samurai of the new shogun to drive them away, essentially. That is my guess. Also, we can see on the side of the shot that there is a massive samurai force, which is a bigger force, I believe, than we've ever seen in Ghost of Tsushima. So shit's definitely gonna get real in this game. We also get a better look at some of the new different weapons, including a new spear called Yari. It's been revealed that in the open world, we will find the so-called weapon sensei, who will allow you to unlock different abilities for different weapons. So again, it appears that Sucker Punch will give us much more freedom in terms of which playstyle we want to choose and which weapons we would want to focus on. On the topic of the open world, some of Ghost of Tsushima's calm activities return. For example, in this shot, we can see a fox den, or maybe a wolf den would be more appropriate in this case. We can also see that the traversal Shinto shrine challenges are back. We also get a glimpse of some classic Uncharted-esque sliding and the return of the grapple hook mechanic. Taka's work finds uses even centuries after his death. Rest in peace, Taka. At the end of the trailer, we get a glimpse of the new mechanic, which seems to be an instant flashback mechanic of some sort. It's unclear exactly how it will work right now, whether it will trigger automatically or we'll be able to do it ourselves, and what purpose beyond narrative it will serve, but it's certainly interesting. Seems to be an evolved version of the Memories of Anguish from the Iki Island DLC. Also in this particular flashback, we can see Atsu's mother with the shamisen, which explains why this instrument is so personal to Atsu and she's carrying it around all the time. Also, the deluxe editions confirm some of the returning cosmetic options for Ghost of Yōtei: different armors, masks, armor dyes, sword kits, charms for upgrading, and also saddles and collars for the horse. Please don't kill the horse, please don't kill the horse, please don't kill the horse. Hi, I forgot to record an outro and it's kind of late, so I'm quiet. You can watch a breakdown for the first trailer, or you can press some other buttons, or you can press no buttons. Okay, that's it. Bye. Good night.